EDP 445 is one of the most infamous child predators in social media history. And Mike Clum just dropped his new documentary, The Sick Mind of EDP 445, on YouTube. It has only been up for 23 hours, and it already has 1.4 million views. And he assembled the Avengers of child pred catching for this documentary, including the OG, my dude Chris Hansen. He also got Gideon.
Love Chris Hansen.
Alex Rosen, and that's exactly who we're going to be talking about today. Now, when it comes down to the numbers, Alex Rosen is the absolute undisputed champ of predator busting.
We do have over 350 convictions across the country, convictions in 46 different states.
Now, Alex was the first person to ever bust EDP 445, although there's been more busts since then. But there are a lot of people online who are criticizing Alex, saying that it's his fault that EDP didn't go to prison. And since he's a friend of mine, and I've done 3 separate busts with him, I decided that we would have him on and we would talk to him today. Alex, would you do me a favor and let me know and let the people know exactly why you didn't cuff him up, arrest him?
Yeah, I think the EDP situation made him learn a lot to lead to over 350 convictions. So I don't know. I don't feel bad about it. I wish it wouldn't have gone that way, but he did learn a lot because of it.
Prosecute him, find him guilty, and take him to prison and be the CO and watch him for the rest of his life yourself?
Well, I will say I wish I could have done that, but like we do for every case where the vast majority of them get arrested and charged. I mean, we do have over 350 convictions across the country, convictions in 46 different states, and arrests in all 50 states. I wish I could have done that, but unfortunately, all we can do, since we are not vigilantes, we're simply concerned citizens, all we could do is interview somebody, get them to admit to multiple felony crimes, which EDP did, and which most of our busts do, and gather the evidence on them online, which in EDP's case, we certainly did, and turn it over to law enforcement, and that's what we did in EDP's case.
Unfortunately, bureaucracy has a lot of stupid fucking rules, so if you mess up trying to arrest a pedophile, it doesn't matter if they know what the pedophile did, they still aren't going to arrest him. It's completely broken.
We do in every single case, and for the most part, it yields really good results. Unfortunately, in Kern County, California, it does not yield good results. EDP is not the only person that we've caught in Kern County, California. We've caught sex offenders, more recently than EDP in Kern County. They do not charge any of these people that are brought by private citizens to them. That is a Kern County problem. So, yeah, all we can do is just report somebody for felony crimes, and I think
if we're going to have problems with pedophiles, then you don't deserve to exist. I mean, not talking about killing anybody. I'm talking about just bulldoze that whole county.
There's a unanimous consensus that EDP has committed felony crimes. So at that point, if we all agree he did that, then it's on the prosecutor to prosecute that.
Like, he had no dispute that what...
I want to go back to the Wild West when we had sheriffs and they decided that somebody did wrong, then the sheriff and the posse went after him.
He was doing was illegal, that he knew what he was doing was illegal. He didn't try to hide it. He didn't try to sugarcoat it. The dude legitimately was pondering whether his life was ruined or not. And then you guys took the evidence to the police, I'm assuming. Yes. You turned it in, correct?
Yes.
And they dropped the ball from there. So why are people going after you as opposed to asking why the Kern County Sheriff's Office isn't doing their fucking
That's
job?
What I'm saying.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, it was Investigator Diaz from the Kern County Sheriff's Office, and we've previously dealt with an Investigator Harker from the Kern County Sheriff's Office. I don't know if they still work for them because these are a couple of years later, but both times they just had blatant evidence of felony crimes. And, I hear that, but your evidence is inadmissible. One, we have over 350 convictions nationwide. And if you just look up predator poachers life sentence, you will see many articles on us getting these pedos sentenced to life in prison sometimes. But anyway, the evidence was extremely good. Because the best evidence you can have, the best way to verify the evidence is true, is the suspect themselves admitting it's true. It's like EDP himself authenticated all the evidence. There is no better way to authenticate evidence than the suspect doing it himself, and that's what EDP did. So I don't know why he's not charged. It seems
so
like
weird.
When, like I said,
they can't make money off him. It's going to cost money. That's probably why.
Of our people get arrested and charged and prosecuted, but the some that don't, most of the time it's like, hey, what's the prosecutor doing? Why aren't the cops doing their job? But for whatever reason with EDP,
they're not worried about it.
It is somehow the predator poacher's fault for simply reporting a felony crime. So I don't know. I wish more.
He didn't get into why everybody thinks that he fucked it up. It's because they contacted him first. That was the problem. I think that's complete bullshit. If you bait somebody into being a pedophile, they're still a pedophile. Nobody's going to be able to bait me into being a pedophile, or JD DeLay, or Alex Rosen. It's so much fucking bullshit.
More pressure was pressed.
If you could be baited into accidentally becoming a pedophile, I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want to get taken down on YouTube.
On Kern County Sheriff's
I've already got a strike.
Office and specifically the DA's office than there was.
So with these crimes,
it's funny. The strike that I got was because of JD DeLay right here, because he was talking about the IRA.
Will be prosecutable today, or is it gone beyond the statute of limitations?
No, I actually looked it up. It's past the statute of limitations of California. In Las Vegas, where he offended against Kayla, though I think she has.
Dude, there should be no statute of limitations for being a pedophile.
Some crazy motives. He still committed crimes against her, and I believe Las Vegas can still prosecute him. I don't think. I know Kern County can.
Okay. So, how did you feel about your representation in this documentary? Do you feel like they fairly represented you, and what they presented to you was their motives behind it?
Well, I signed up for the documentary, so I think it's fair because I signed the piece of paper. So, or I gave whatever, I forget exactly what I did, but I agreed to be in it. So, it was fair because I agreed to it. But, is it accurate? No. We have by far the most convictions of any predator catching team. Obviously, in 2019, we were not as good as we are now. In 2021, when we caught EDP, we certainly were not as good as we are now. But we have, just in the past week alone, 5 people that have pled guilty to multiple 5 people that have pled guilty across 5 different states. So we're racking up convictions multiple times a week now with how many catches we do. So
a badass.
All the proof is out there. All you got to do is just look up predator poacher sentence. You'll see tons of articles on our guys getting sentenced and arrested. So
yeah,
and
they
it's
don't
literally
care.
On camera too.
Yeah, they just see you as a YouTuber. It's the same energy with the bricks and minifigs situation.
And how young into your career was the EDP situation for people who aren't following it that closely?
Well, I'm 26 now, and
Holy
when we
shit.
caught EDP, I was 21 years old, so I was less than 3 years removed from graduating high school. So I would have been a junior in college at the time or something like that.
And I still believe that you presented plenty of evidence for the Kern County Sheriff's Office and the prosecutor, let's not forget the prosecutor, to move forward with this. They made a conscious choice not to. Do you think there was anything that compromised that evidence specifically, or do you think that this was just a refusal on their part to work with the evidence they were given?
It's a total refusal.
They didn't get the information themselves, so they don't want no part of it, and they're also not going to go get the information themselves.
Is somebody in Kern County named Christopher Henning, who, he was doing a lot of shit. He was a sex offender, and they did absolutely nothing with him. They did nothing with EDP. It's not just EDP they don't do anything with. Kern County refuses to prosecute these sexual predators. We've caught somebody, I forget his name now, it was like years ago at this point. We caught somebody who literally admitted to having child pornography of infants on his phone, and Kern County didn't even seize his phone. They are the worst place to catch pedos in California.
Yep, you hear that?
And
apparently, if you're an SO, you can just be chill in Kern County, California.
There's such a problem over there, and it's amazing how they've received no backlash for any of this, because EDP is a child predator, and everybody knows that, and it should be easily prosecutable. There's no problem with the evidence we presented. We presented the evidence the same way we do.
Yeah, I think he's got a whole bunch of health problems that they don't want to deal with. That's another thing. That's why they would never arrest my mom for anything, because she had a whole bunch of health problems and they didn't want to deal with it. They straight up told us that because of her mental instability and the fact that she was in a wheelchair and needed care for her one leg, or her stump leg, they didn't want to keep her in jail. This was during COVID. It was fucking ridiculous. By the way, I wanted my mom to be in jail because she was very, very, very bad on meth.
With pretty much all of our cases, and there's no reason he wasn't prosecuted, besides the fact that Kern County is an incompetent district attorney.
Yep.
Are there some counties that are better than others in the state of California?
Absolutely. California is not all bad.
Yeah, all the blue areas. I guarantee you Kern County is a blue area. All the red areas that I've been to in California are pretty fucking nice, and they really don't want to be in California.
EDP, if he was actually
especially
in
the
San
northern
Bernardino
part.
County or Los Angeles County, I think the two neighboring counties to Kern County, he would have been hit with 288.2 and 288.4, which would involve arranging a meet with a minor for sexual purposes and sending his basically harmful material to minors. Those two statutes cover that. And he would have very easily been charged, probably even in LA County.
He would have been put in prison for life, which would probably be the next 6 years, because that dude's probably going to die from kidney failure or some kind of crazy fat person illness.
In San Bernardino County, and if you go north of Kern County, Tulare County, they would have thrown the freaking book at him with everything. So it sucks that we landed in freaking Kern County. I had no idea how bad it was at the time of EDP.
Yeah, because I know that now that you guys are more educated and you're more experienced.
Dude, this shit goes on all across the country, and we need to put a stop to it. I'm tired of all the bullshit constantly everywhere you fucking turn.
And you've gotten all of these incredible convictions and like record numbers of busts under your belt, that you know what counties are going to work with you and which ones aren't. So if you find...
They fired all of the police officers in my hometown because they were just incompetent and everybody hated them for so long. And they finally fired them all and got a whole bunch of new officers. And all of a sudden, look at that. The fucking town cleaned up. Meth isn't a problem anymore. They're not busting potheads anymore. That's a big one, because now everybody just smokes pot instead of smoking meth.
Somebody within a county that's not going to work with you, I know that you try to lure them out of county so that you could actually get them to somewhere where they actually will bust them. It's just unfortunate that you hadn't had that experience with Kern County yet. It might be a different story. EDP might be locked up right now, and probably not because it's California, but you know.
He would have at least been a sex offender, but we had a guy we caught from Kern County in early 2025, Anibal Marquez. He is now a sex offender because he's convicted, but we had to lure him. There's literally a hotel, I think it's the Best Western in Delano, California. It is literally, I think it's on this road called County Line Road. So we lured him to the Tulare, Tulare County side of that street, and then they arrested him on scene. He got like 6 months or whatever, but he's a sex offender, hit him with a bunch of charges. And if he was literally across the street in Kern County, he would have had the same fate as EDP, which is freaking nothing.
Yeah, it's insane. So in this documentary, EDP had some choice words for you. He said, I believe that you're a piece of shit and you should burn in hell. Do you have any...
I think that should be a compliment. It should be taken as a compliment when somebody like EDP calls you a piece of shit.
Response for EDP on that?
Well, no, I mean, we'll just be ready for him. But my next communication with him will probably be on an undercover account. It wouldn't be as myself. So I don't know. I personally don't have any words for him as me myself. So.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you for your time today, Alex. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work that you do. I know that I've gotten to go out on 3 separate busts with you. I love the work that you guys are doing. I love how dedicated you are to this. I know that there are an unfathomable amount of kids out there who haven't had to go through what I went through as a child because of the work that you guys are doing. So thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Man, I can't wait until I start making some money, because I don't want a boat. I don't want a house. I want to catch predators, not like, for content. I want to actually put money into catching bad people that nobody knows about. I want to put a stop to a bunch of the fraud. I want to expose a bunch of police departments. That's like my main thing, is police departments, because I love the police when they work how they're supposed to.
Appreciate you as well, Sarah, as always.
Thank you for watching, you guys. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments, and until the next one, it's all...
Yep, I can't talk about what I want to happen to EDP, which is unfortunate, but I think you know what I think should happen to EDP.